All right. So, welcome back, music producers and sound designers, to the stream. Today, we're going to be diving into Reactor, and we're going to use Grainstate effects. So, if you don't know what that is, it's basically a device that allows us to manipulate grains of sound. So, just to give a preview of this, I'm just going to unmute this so you can hear what it does. And we can manipulate that pitch. And the waveform. So as you see, I'm changing the waveform. In here with the oscillator, you can see in the wave pattern here on the left that our waveform is also changing right here. As it changes to a triangle or a square, you can see that the waveform starts to change to a square sound wave as it processes audio. So in order to build this out, it's a pretty quick build, pretty simple idea here. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're driving into this Grainstate effects, and we can take any sound and turn it into something. So into something pretty much completely new. So we drop in our sample or our loop to this Grainstate effect, and we play with the audio. So we can drop in anything we want. So right now we're using an oscillator to control it rather than dropping in a sample, but the same principles still apply. So as I move the pitch higher, we get a different sound. So this is what the build looks like. We're simply going from our note in to the oscillator pitch, setting out the mono signal to our Grainstate effects, and out through a VCA, which is a voltage amplified controller, and that's sending out to our speakers, which are our left and right speakers. We can then visualize the waveform again by looking over here. So I'm going to player section, and we're going to grab in a scope. So we go into utility, bring in a scope, and we can visualize or see what our waveform is doing even closer. So if I put play, you can see the waveform over time. As I move the oscillator pitch, it goes down, and the waveform changes as well. So we can go ahead and record some of this effect. I'm going to go ahead and save this first. Save. Okay, so now we can loop some textures into our DAW. Our DAW of choice here is Ableton, and we can use these to create ambient textures and glitches over time in our music. So I'm going to record a few. Hit Command T, bring in some audio, and hit record. So play on that, and then record. Let's make sure it's recording. Turn up the grain. Yep, we're recording. Okay, we got one sample there. We can do another one. So we simply go back to our reactor effect. Turn it back on. And see what other sounds we can, or textures we can get out of this. So we're going to hit play again. Should be able to hear it. Yep. Okay. So now change the pitch. Okay, I hit a key on my keyboard, and now we're getting some more sounds. So let's record that in. Okay, we got something a little spooky sounding. There's our sample. And we'll do one more sample just to demonstrate. So we're going to pull one more sound out of this. A little more texture. There we go. We've got some unique textures pulled straight from our reactor device. We can go on and make several different textures out of this. But these are now textures you can incorporate, save them as samples, and use them in your productions. Just to recap, we took our reactor sample, patch, and we created 3 unique textures that we could use in our productions. And yeah, hopefully you learned something in this session. And stay tuned for future sound design sessions. I do these sessions daily. And if you'd like to dive deeper into modular sound design, don't forget to check out the link in the description, where I do offer full deep dive in modular sound design. I'll see you in the next live stream. Peace out and keep sound designing.